I finally got the boat out of the water and sitting here in the driveway. And now I got to get it ready for the upcoming boat season. But before I can put it back in the water, there's some things that I do need to address with the boat. Primarily, I need to get the annual servicing done on the motor, and that will include oil change, fluids, checking the lower unit. I think I'm due for like 100 hours, I believe, as far as like service requirement. Also, they did recommend that the water pump also gets replaced. Now, I do know that my live well has been not draining properly. I'm not sure if that has something to do with the actual water pump itself, but I'm going to make sure I bring that up when I do drop it off and have them look at it. But hopefully that's the only service related things that I have to have taken care of where it's going to cost me some money to fix. I think I'm looking at around like $700 when it's all said and done with the regular maintenance and servicing with the motor. The only other thing that I also need to take care of that's really important is the trolling motor here. If you've been watching some of my videos, whenever I'm using this, it does drop down without any issues, but when I look to bring it back up, it does not want to come back up. So I did call Minn Kota the other day, and they recommend just adding some clear grease, not a lot, to the front. There's like this front rod up here where that's going to hopefully allow it to come up much easier like it did when I first got it. And then my tea bag, this is like 4 years old, is done really well, but I do need to replace it just because now it's starting to rip. Also, some of the straps are worn, the zippers don't work, so just need a new one. And I'm gonna move it to the back where I originally had it before, instead of having it up front. That's really the only main things that I have to address as it relates to like service or maintenance wise on the boat. Everything else is going to be related to actually just getting it clean as far as detail. Luckily enough, when I took it out of the water, I was very surprised. There's not a lot of barnacles on the bottom of the boat, which I did get it painted last year, but as you can see, there's no barnacles, which is kind of, I'm really surprised by that. Really what you see here is, this is just algae that's dried up. And honestly, I probably should have rinsed the boat off the day that I took it out, but it was pouring rain, it was cold, so I did not want to just mess around with that. So really, the only thing that has to happen is just washing the boat, getting a detail, and what that'll include is, obviously, pressure washing, using the foam cannon to do like a hand wash, and then once it's dried properly, be able to take care of getting some protective coat so that has not only that wet shiny look, but also just applying that wax protection is going to allow it to protect from that salt that will be on it while it sits in the water. And then let me climb up top here. This is where really most of the work has to be done. Top side, as you can see, there's a lot of just mildew, that is on the seat cushions that needs to be addressed. A lot of the crevices, the drain well, or I guess that's what you call it, that needs to be clean. But like just the crevices, it just needs to be properly clean. I haven't done this really since last year. And I usually don't take the boat out unless there's a storm, or again around this time, the same time this year where I'm getting the boat serviced. That's when the boat comes out. But other than that, I would typically just clean the boat while I have it in the water, but I just never got around to doing it. But topside has to get cleaned. Things have to get polished, so I have to remove everything out of the compartments so that it just gets the attention that it properly needs. So it's all shiny, all protected, and hopefully will stay that way throughout the season. Put something on the motor as well. You can see like there's like salt water spots, but again, with a little bit of care, this thing will be looking like it was brand new. But I'm excited because this lets me know that warmer days are ahead and we're gonna get a lot more use out of this boat. But before I can do that, it's got to get washed, got to get serviced. Right now, I'm like on a 1 to 2 week wait list where I can take the boat in. So we're gonna wash it first, get a detail, and then hopefully I'll get that phone call back and bring the boat in. And usually it says like a same day turnaround. So the plan is wash it, drop it off, and then I can have it back in the water. I know that pollen season is right upon us, so I know that's going to be a constant battle, but as long as I have the boat properly waxed, I can easily rinse it off so that it will come off without any trouble, and the boat's going to look nice and will ride smoothly. Oh, one other thing too that I forgot to mention, I also need to address my cushions snaps again, but that's it. That's the only thing. Like I said, this should be easy. Usually this takes about a day to do everything from top to bottom, cleaning hull as well as top side, and should be looking like the first day I got the boat. But let me know if you got any questions as it relates to upkeep of this Carolina skiff that I have. I've had this boat for 4 years. I have just over 100 hours on the motor, maybe a little bit more, but again, not that much. And this boat has worked really well for my charters as well as just for recreational use with family and friend. As always, do me a favor, hit that like button, please share, and don't forget to subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you guys out on the water.